I'm so stressed out. I have so much to do and have no idea where to even start. Okay, got that done. Next, I need to fold my clothes.
One pair of pants later.
Okay, done with that. Now I need to sweep the floors.
Later that same evening.
Okay, I'm done with that. Woo, all done. Time to relax. I'm Madison Beals, and for my final stats project, I wanted to see if making a to-do list makes you more productive throughout the day. Making a to-do list is often suggested for students to stay organized and productive. As a high school senior, I am very busy with school, chores at home, making my future plans, and everything else. So I wanted to see if making a to-do list will actually increase productivity. For my procedure, I randomly selected 80 students from my high school using my random number generator on my calculator. My first 40 students were in my group 1, and my next 40 students were in my group 2. Group 1 was students who had a handwritten to-do list, and group 2 was students who verbally told me things they needed to have done in 24 hours. I ran the 2-prop z-test with the following as my null and alternative hypothesis. My null hypothesis was P1 equals P2, meaning that my group with the to-do list and my group without the to-do list equaled each other in productivity. And my alternative hypothesis was that P1 was greater than P2, meaning that the productivity of group 1 was greater than the productivity of group 2. I decided to test against the alpha value of 0.05. I used the 2 proportion z-test to find my p-value of 0.2788. Since this is greater than my alpha value of 0.05, I can conclude that there is no difference in productivity between my group 1 and my group 2. I later found my confidence interval of 95% that falls between negative 0.1577 to 0.2929. Since there is a negative and a positive number, I can conclude that there is also not a significant difference in productivity between that group. Next, I have my control charts. From these control charts, you can see that my data is in control and has no signal errors. This helps reassure me that my data and predictions are reliable and safe to use. Next, I have my pie charts. This pie chart of my to-do list group shows me that 56.8% of my people in this group finished their task, and only 43.2% of my people in this group did not finish their task. This shows me that there's a slight increase in people who did finish their task than the people who did not finish their task. For this pie chart on my non-to-do list group, they are exactly 50% apiece, which shows me that there is no difference in who finished and who did not finish. And finally, I have my bar graph. This bar graph shows me that there is a higher percentage of people who did finish their task in my to-do list group than the ones who did not finish their task in my to-do list group, and that there is a perfect balance in between the people who finished their task and did not finish their task in my non-to-do list group, showing me that there is an equal balance on this side, but a little bit more data shown to be completed than not completed. Next, I have inconsistencies. Some inconsistencies that I found throughout my project were people would use their daily task, like taking a shower, eating dinner, going to sleep, for their tasks that they needed to get done or something that they needed to have done, when it's just something that they would do on the normal. Therefore, they're not challenging themselves or having something that they need to remember to do, as it's a daily habit to do that. Next, I didn't know if everyone was being truthful or not. As this is a big issue in every study, you will never truly know if anyone's being truthful, but I honestly don't think that will affect how my data looks in the end anyway, and the results of my data. Despite these findings, limitations should be considered. Some of the limitations that I thought of were a follow-up question for my test subjects. I believe that a follow-up question would help me see if they're being truthful or not, since I believe I can read people well. Another limitation I thought of was to focus on non-routine and goal-oriented tasks to see if that truly had an effect on my data results or not. For future studies, I would like to see stress levels before and after a day of having a to-do list versus stress levels before and after a day of not having a to-do list to see if there's any difference there. I would also like to see time management skills for different people and to see if that affects their productivity throughout the day or not. Thank you for listening. "24 hours later, I went and caught up with my, oh my gosh. There's more of a balance here than there. That didn't make any sense, but we'll go with it and see if it works.